Hello students, welcome to the PG class of Industrial Pharmacognosy. We were discussing patent. In that we were discussing the criteria for granting patent. We were mainly discussing three major criteria. We saw three major criteria: novelty, inventive step, that is non-obviousness, and industrial applicability. I said we will be discussing all of them one by one. So first we took up novelty, and in novelty part 1 we saw what are the circumstances, what actually we mean by novelty, and what are the circumstances which may lead to loss of novelty. Now I welcome you to this novelty chapter part 2. In this we will see how novelty is determined. Okay. In that, novelty is determined by search for patent and non-patent literature available throughout the world. Okay. Now, what do you mean by a patent and non-patent literature? Patent literature refers to all those documents which related to patent. That means if you have filed a patent today, so I'll be searching for similar kind of inventions throughout the world. So if I come across any patent which has been filed before you and has similarity with your invention, then those documents will be considered as patent literature. And non-patent literatures are those which where if I find any information having similarity with your invention in any book, magazine, in journals, in any kind of database, then that is referred to as non-patent literature. So patent literature means, in one word, all prior patents which has been filed before you, and if those patents have any resemblance or similarity with your invention, then those literatures are known as patent literatures. And obviously non-patent would mean anything other than those patent literatures, anything published in journals, magazines, and books. So a search throughout the world, not if you are applying in India patent, that doesn't mean that only within the Indian boundaries this search will be carried out. The search, no matter wherever you apply, this is a common rule. Wherever, in whichever country you file a patent, the search will be carried out throughout the world, that whether any similar related material which is similar, which bears similarity with your invention, whether any such published document or evidence in the form of patent or non-patent literature is available in the public domain or not before your date of filing. Now, while this is an important criteria that one should know, that while determining novelty, mosaicing is not allowed. Mosaicing of multiple documents is not allowed. Now, what do you mean by mosaicing? Mosaicing actually means, putting together or joining small pieces of photographs to make a complete picture. So there are a lot of puzzles where a bigger picture is broken down into smaller pieces, and the puzzle is that you join all those pieces together and complete the picture. So joining small pieces together and completing a bigger thing is known as mosaicing. More applicable for image and image processing. In that area, mosaicing is small images you join together and form a complete and bigger image. There mosaicing is used very often. Mosaicing of multiple documents are not permitted. All disclosures claiming lack of novelty should be comprised within a single document. Cumulative effect of the disclosures cannot be taken into consideration. Now, what does that mean? Now, I said that while checking novelty, the patent examiner will search throughout the world whether any similar material related to your invention is available in public domain or not. Now, in doing so, suppose, let us try to understand it in a form of an example, that all disclosures claiming lack of novelty should be comprised within a single document. That doesn't mean that I have to produce only one document, but what actually it means that suppose you have made a machine which has parts A, B, C, D, 4 parts, 4 major features or 4 parts it has, and then while searching throughout the world whether any similar kind of invention has taken place or not, whether such kind of invention, knowledge about such kind of invention is available in published matter or not. That means I'm talking about the prior art. Prior art means all those set of information which has published information on patent literature, or all kind of set of information which has resemblance to your patent application or to your invention. That constitutes the prior art. So if I get a prior art, if I get a document which has resemblance, which has some amount of resemblance with the part A of your machine, then I get another document which has some resemblance with the part B, then I get another document which has resemblance with part C, another document I find which is available in the public domain in the form of literature, published literature in books or journals or magazine or patent literature, which has resemblance with part D. Now what I'm trying to be, I'm mosaicing them. I'm trying to combine all these documents, and then I say, as the examiner, I say that your machine is invalid, or your machine is has lost the novelty test, because all the parts of the machine, or A, B, C, D, whatever you have claimed, is already available in the public domain. It's not like that. You cannot combine all this. You just show one document where all the information related to parts A, similar, not all, but similar matching information related to part A, B, C, D is present in one set of information in one document itself. You cannot, snatch from here and there. It's called snatching from here and there, and then trying to mix up, and then you say that you have lost your novelty because similar information is already in public domain. If you mean that similar information is available in the public domain, you just show me a single paper where all those similarities present in one set, in one paper itself. 10% similarity you have taken from one paper, another 10% similarity you have taken from another paper, and then you are combining both of them and you are saying that similar invention already existed. No, it's not possible. You show me the similarity, that similar invention existed before your patent filing in one single document, that all the similarities are present, are mentioned in one single published document. You cannot scramble or snatch information here and there and combine them and show that all these were available in the public domain and you have lost your novelty. So cumulative phenomenon cannot take place. So now next, degree of dissemination of prior publication is not considered. These are all the factors which has to be taken into mind while determining novelty. Now degree of dissemination means that I said that if anything is available in the public domain in the form of published matter, either patent literature or non-patent literature, so or if anything is already, whatever invention you have made, if already that is being practiced by some community, some group of people in anywhere in the world, then also you lose your novelty. Now the degree of dissemination means, now you are arguing, as an applicant you are arguing that before filing of my patent, the patent examiner has given an objection that before your filing this matter was already available in a magazine. You have already said, you yourself have already said about this invention, and your interview was published in a magazine. Or maybe somebody else has already done similar kind of work 1 year or 2 years before, or at least before your filing date, and that particular person has published that matter in that magazine. So that means your invention is not novel. People have already read that magazine and people are aware of it. So if people are aware of it, that means that thing cannot be considered as new and you have lost your novelty. Now you are giving an argument that that magazine is not a famous magazine, that magazine is a local magazine, not even local, below local magazine. It is only circulated in a very, it has a very poor circulation, very less circulation. It is published locally or regionally. It is not being even published in English. It is published in some regional languages. So many people, it doesn't have a circulation. So many people have not read it. Maybe only few, 10, 15, 20 people roughly you are saying that have read it. Or you are arguing that this magazine has come out only 24 hours before the 1 day before my filing. I have filed it on say Monday, and this magazine was released on Sunday. So within 1 day, how many people will read it? And moreover, it doesn't have a wider circulation also. So within 1 day, how far it will go, or how many people will actually read it? All this argument will not stand valid, because the degree of dissemination, that to how many persons the information of the published matter has percolated, or how many people have read it, that doesn't matter. It is available in public domain. How many people are reading it or how many people are not reading it, that absolutely doesn't matter. It is available in public domain before filing of your application. That itself seals the case that you lose your novelty. Now, this is again a very important aspect, closeness of prior art, because a lot of arguments do take place on this issue itself. Now, closeness of prior art, does it includes, what does it mean, closeness of prior art? It means, does it includes all necessary teachings through which the invention can be put to practice by public, or the prior publication should have sufficient disclosed knowledge so that a person skilled in the art is able to work the invention without undue burden of experimentation. What does that mean in simple terms? Now, I said if anything is available in the I'm repeatedly saying again and again the same text, that if anything is available in published matter which has similarity to your invention, then it loses, and if that is available before your filing date, then you lose your novelty. Now the question is, how close similarity, how much similarity? Do you have a percentage bar? Do you have a machine to measure the similarity, that whatever I published matter, whatever prior art I found in public domain is 20% similar, 30% similar with your invention? Is there any machine to record such kind of similarity index? No, there is no such machine to record such similarity index. Now then it's a human judgment. It's based on human judgment and human estimation, that how close it is. Now, while judging how close the similarity is or how much the similarity is, what are the things you have to take in mind? These things you have to keep in mind, because you are going to determine the novelty, and then you are going to reject the application at the very first stage itself. So you need to be very careful. So closeness is determined, how close that similarity is. You have found something before the filing date, some published document or some magazine, something written in the book which has similarity with the invention, and how close that similarity is. How it will be determined? The closeness will be determined by the fact that, does that prior art, whatever you have found out, whatever the examiner has found out, whatever published matter the examiner has found out, and he is claiming that this published matter contains similarity with that of your invention, then does that published matter contains all the necessary teachings? All the necessary teachings means all the necessary informations, by reading by reading all those information, by reading all those teachings which are given in that published document, by reading all those things, can the invention be practiced by the public? Can the public themselves make that invention in their house, or can start making that product? Is that the similarity so close, or everything is written in so detail? Or the prior publication the closeness of the similarity is considered if the prior publication should have sufficient disclosed knowledge. Whatever publication you have found out, whatever published matter you have found out in the prior art, that should have sufficient disclosed knowledge, so that a person skilled in the art, I have already told you who is a person skilled in the art. Person skilled in the art means an average person in that particular field who has basic common sense knowledge, basic knowledge of that particular subject, and has basic skills and can do basic routine experimentation. Cannot do anything hi-fi, cannot think out of the box, cannot apply inventive skills, but will do some routine things and routine experimentation. If that disclosure of information, if that similarity is such that by reading that published matter, if a person skilled in the art applying his routine experimentation skill can perform that experiment and can bring about that invention and can make that invention, then it will be considered as that the prior art is a very close prior art, or the similarity is very close. I'll repeat it once again because it's quite sensitive. So So the closeness is determined, how close that prior art is, how similar. I am repeatedly saying that if anything is found in the public domain before your filing date, and if it has similarity with that of your invention, how close that similarity is. There is no machine to determine that similarity, how close, 10%, 20%, like we do DNA matching, that there is a 90% match, something like that. It is estimated by a machine, but here there is no machine to estimate the similarity. Otherwise that would have been very easy, but that's a human estimation only. That's a estimation made by your intellectual thought process only. That's a human judgment. So that closeness is determined how, if all the if the necessary teachings or information that is available in the prior art, or that is available in the published document or literature, and if that is available in such form, such explanation, such detailed explanation has been given, that by reading those explanation or teaching, the general public can start practicing your invention. That means that prior art is very close. That means your invention probably fails the novelty test. Or if a person skilled in the art, person skilled in that particular field in which that invention is related to, if a person skilled in the art, that means an average person with average routine skills, average common sense skills, average basic routine experimentation, if by doing routine experimentation he can perform that your invention, we can undertake your invention by reading the explanations or the teachings which are given in the prior art, that means which are given in the already published document which has been found out, and the examiner is claiming that this prior art or this published document bear resemblance with your patent. Then by reading that published document, and by doing routine experimentation, if somebody is able to reproduce your invention, then somebody means a person skilled in the art is able to reproduce your invention, then definitely you fail the priority, you fail the novelty test. And it is deemed to be thought that the prior art or the literature search or the documents, published documents, are very closely similar to your invention, and definitely if it is very closely similar, you lose the novelty step. Disclosure to few people in the government does not sufficiently constitute a public knowledge. This I have already explained in my part 1. For those who have not seen the part 1, so I'll just give a very brief explanation, that in case if you have made an invention, if you happen to write about your innovation or invention what you have made to the government asking for some kind of help, and till that if you have not filed a patent, and then after writing a letter you file a patent, and meanwhile the government takes some expert opinion, government has sent it to their chief scientist or to their officers or technical officers to verify what this person is saying, and during that process maybe 10-15 people have read your letter and have put their comments there, and finally government takes a decision, then such process does not constitute to loss of novelty, because government is not going to put the letter on their website or publish it in the newspaper, because you have written a letter. Government will respect your privacy, and government is not going to disclose the letter to the public without your consent. So such kind of documents which you write to the government asking for help or asking for something, then such documents, if you have written a letter to the Prime Minister, to the President, or to the Government Concerned Office, such documents and letters are not accessible by the public. So I have already said all those published documents, all those text matter which are not accessible to the public, even if they exist before your date of filing the patent application, even if they exist, but still they are not accessible to the public, then they cannot be considered as prior art. They cannot be considered as available in the public domain, because they are really not available in the public domain. They are available only in a restricted government domain, and only few people of the government will be knowing about it. So that does not constitute novelty loss. So that was all about determining novelty. Just a quick revision that how novelty is determined. All documents, all patent and non-patent literature are searched throughout the world. Then mosaicing of multiple documents are not allowed. You cannot scramble something from here and there, and you are pulling something from here and some another piece of similarity from some other published document, another similarity from another document, and then you are combining the similarities you have got from 5-6 documents and then putting together, and then you are trying to cancel the novelty. Then it is not possible. You show all similarity, whatever similarity you are claiming, you show all those similarities should be present in one single document itself, should be mentioned in one single document itself. And degree of dissemination, as I said, that if something has been published in a journal, magazine or a book, then how many people have read it, and how big is the circulation of that magazine, journal or book, that doesn't matter. What it matters is it is available in the public domain. That's completely seals the case, that completely finishes off your novelty. No argument on how many people have not read it, only few people have read it. All those arguments will not stand good. And closeness is very important, how close the similarity is. I'm repeatedly saying that if the prior art, if any published document is found before your filing date and appears any similarity with your invention, then that nullifies your novelty. But the question is how close that similarity is, how closely it should be similar. Then these 2 points are considered, that if it is so close that by reading that prior art, by reading that published document, the public can start practicing your invention, then it is really very close, and that kills your novelty. And if a person skilled in that art with common routine experimentation and with only common sense and logical thinking, not with hi-fi knowledge, can by reading those teachings available, by reading those information available in the published document, can actually undertake your invention or can actually create your invention, then definitely that kills the novelty, because then your document has, your invention has very close resemblance with already the documents that have been found in the public domain. And disclosure, if you have written something to the government about your invention before filing the patent application, it is not likely to affect your novelty, because such letters written to the government are not made public, and it's not accessible to the public. So if anything is not accessible to the public, it is not in the public domain. It is as simple as that. Thank you very much. In the next class we will see the next test, which is called inventive step on non-obvious. Thank you very much.